Hello farmers, welcome back. After the response from the first video we did, today I would like to show some practical things regarding tractor maintenance and daily checkups. And to start with, we are going to look at how we check the engine oil, and when it is low, how do we top up the engine oil. And this is how you do it. Now, the first thing we do before we check the oil, we make sure the tractor is on a flat surface, which is even, so that we don't get a wrong reading. Then we go to the dipstick and pull out the dipstick and have a look at where the oil level is. As you can see, the oil level is between the maximum and the minimum. So we'll need to top it up a bit in order for it to get to the maximum. And the amount of oil that you top up will depend on the capacity or the size of the engine. So we'll be seeing, as we top up, we'll see at what level it is, and then we check it again. And this is where you fill the oil. So what you need is basically a funnel and then the engine oil. So we pour a little bit of an amount, probably I would say quarter of a liter. We give it a few seconds to settle. In the meantime, we take the dipstick out, we wipe it off, and then push it in again. Now we can pull it and see. As you can see, the level has changed and it has come to the top mark, which is the maximum, and that's what we want. That's the level that we want. So this is how you top up your engine oil when the level is down. Farmers, the next thing we are going to check is the air filter. And like we mentioned maybe in our last video, this is the oil bath type of an air filter. And what is important is for us to take it out. Once we take it out, there is more or less like a wire mesh inside, whose function is to catch all the debris that will come from the works that we are doing. And usually when it is bad, you'll see all this area will be filled with either the soil or debris from the field. Like in this case, we've only got a small particle of a fly that was caught in there. So as it is, it's okay. It does not need to be changed or cleaned. But what is of utmost importance is the oil. When you put the oil bath on a flat surface, like I've done, you'll be able to see there are holes in here. Should the oil be dirty, we need to get rid of that oil and fill up the new oil. And it is important to make sure that the oil does not, you do not overfill to go beyond these openings, because this is the level, that's where you see that the oil is okay. So once you have done that, then you have attended to the air filter. The next thing we're going to do is to try and clean the radiator. And as you are aware, the radiator is here, and the air normally comes from the front, and therefore we have to counter that air. So we get compressed air and we blow it this way, so that we do it this way so that all that was caught up in the fins of the radiator are blown off to the other side, and that's the way we clean the radiator. The third thing we are going to check, farmers, is our coolant, or the water that is in the radiator. I must emphasize that this has to be done only in the morning. The reason is during the day when the engine has been running, the water becomes very hot in here, and as you remove the lid, the radiator cap, the chances of harming yourself is very high, and that's why there is even a warning here saying high pressure steam. So please do it only in the morning. So this is how you check. You remove the radiator cap, and you can either peep in and see if there is need to top up, like the case is at the moment. Then you top it up like this while you are seeing, so that you don't overfill. Already we are okay with that. So that's the way we check our radiator for water and the coolant. Thank you. Okay. The next thing we are going to check is the tire pressure. Like we mentioned, the tire pressure is very important to make sure that it's balanced. Both wheels should have the same pressure, and we know what happens if the pressure is not the same. You have difficulties maneuvering, you have difficulties controlling the steering. So let's check the pressure. And on this particular tractor, it's supposed to be 3.1 bar. So we check, this is how we check. We use a tire pressure gauge, and just simply check. And I can see here that we're looking at about 2.8 bar, meaning it is low. Therefore, this is how we now bring the pressure to the right pressure by pumping. By depressing this lever, you are actually inflating the tire. So you inflate a bit, you check again, you inflate, you check until you make sure you've gotten to the right pressure. Like in this case now, we are there at 3.1 bar. This is how you check your pressure.